Hey, Missouri Mid-South. This is Glenn Svetnicka, your Director of Outdoor Ministries, coming to you. I'm giving you a midsummer update on Shannondale, Movale, and your team. We are thrilled to be serving this conference in such an important way. Um, we'll start with Shannondale. We literally weathered the tornado this spring, and thank goodness we did. We have an amazing staff and a team of volunteers led by Reverend Kathleen Hamilton and her husband Todd from Timber Charcoal that helped get us back up and running. We have a good forester that we work with our carbon credit program that is helping us clear the space. And here we are a month and a half later, and we're settling up an insurance claim. Thank you for everybody that's contributed and helped support us in that important way. We had a big day last week at Shannondale. Literally every bed that we owned was occupied. That's a pretty big deal because we've got a lot of beds there. There's, as most of you know, there's rustic camping to a lodge to RV sites to some beautiful cabins that have been newly remodeled. More on that in a second. But everything was full, and it was full because we had some fun things happening. We had a Friends of Shannondale video that was being previewed where we kind of talked about the great work of Reverends Booker and Wobus that came and settled at Shannondale many moons ago. If you get a chance to see that video, the Friends of Shannondale have done a nice job. They really are really getting the word out and the great work that we continue to do at Shannondale. But yeah, all of our beds were occupied, and that includes the newly remodeled cabins on the lodge campus. We had 3 cabins that were non-winterized that are now winterized, and they're newly remodeled and they look spectacular. I cannot say enough about the team of volunteers that have worked on Mission Mondays and the team at Shannondale. They are just knocking it out of the park, and it's baseball season, so that imagery works well for everybody. Shannondale also continues doing the work of the church and doing it in a pretty amazing way. The blessing box is hard to keep stocked, frankly. There's a lot of churches that have been very generous, and we're appreciative. We have a couple sets of washers and dryers there that folks can come and catch a little respite while they do their laundry. We've got a community room that really is, please don't underestimate the impact of having a place to take your trash and your recycling and get some staples for your house, and or grab some internet. And that internet's fast becoming just as important as electricity and heat. Internet is how you do applications for a job. It's how you do telehealth. It's how you do mental health. And through generous grants from the church and through the Outdoor Ministry Association, we've got an internet cafe that we've set up at Shannondale so people can come grab some stable internet and have those appointments that those of us that live in cities take for granted. So yeah, Shannondale is truly doing a nice job and has had a nice renaissance or resurgence, I guess. Movale, we just completed our first full week of our camp. We've been in session 3 weeks with tireless effort of a team and volunteers down there. We made it. We scrambled to get online. We had to, as some of you know, bring Hillside back online and make sure that the staff had a place to stay. We had a new deck that wanted to be remodeled. Ironically, that's a building where the conference offices used to be. And wow, it looks incredible. There's some people who have taken primary roles there. I don't want to single anybody out because everybody's had a hand there. But if you know anybody in the Union, Missouri church, just say thank you. Because I'm guessing if they're a member of the Union Church, they've been helping out. And special call out to it's a staff member, Jason Dewart. He and his crew have done an incredible job bringing those buildings back online. Pinewood, same. We've got some beautiful staff quarters inside of there. There was a second building that was offline that's come back online. It's not completely done, but enough that we can make it through the summer, and then we'll continue the work over the winter. We also have what used to be the nurses' quarters is now a cottage that's available for rentals, and we've had people staying in there. Let me tell you a little bit about the people that have been staying there. We started our first 2 weeks of the summer with ecumenical partners from Jefferson City. It's a Catholic group, first a boys' week, then a girls' week. They came in and had 2 really successful weeks. It was actually a blessing. God is so good. Our staff was able to learn how to cook and clean and do all the things that camp has to do without having to worry about bringing the program to life as well. We saved that for this week, and the program staff is doing a bang up job. That sounds easy, right? People just think you go to camp to play. Well, there's a whole bunch of people that work their tails off to make sure that it's safe, make sure that it's clean, to make sure that the food you're eating is wonderful. Very proud of that Movell team that's been assembled, and the response that we heard from the Catholics was that they have just died and gone to heaven. Literally, their staff was in tears with joy because of the experience that they had. Um, so our first 2 weeks, I should tell you that they had as many people in those 2 weeks as we kids that we served all of last year. That's a big statement, and it's good for our fiscal responsibility, being able to stand at our own 2 feet there at Movell. We're going to finish up our summer with a second partner. We have the Episcopalians out of St. Louis that are coming in. They're becoming pretty strong partners for us as well. They're going to do a youth camp, and then they'll have their diocesan-wide picnic coming up here this fall. And we got our pool working. Might as well use it. Missouri summers are hot. It's important to take a splash and cool off. And they do an all-church picnic and really are becoming some fun ecumenical partners. As I said, our first week in air quotes, our first week of summer just finished. Anybody that wants to come to camp can come to camp. You don't have to be a UCC person. It is our heritage, and our curricula is based on that. But really, we want everybody to have the opportunity to come to camp and hear that still small voice of God say, "You are loved." So literally, as I'm recording this, people are leaving from the first week, and we're hearing really good reports. We're hearing parents say that this is as good as they've seen Movell in about a decade. We got work to do, though, folks. I'll put a shameless plug in for a capital campaign once we get that off the ground. It takes money to make these places run, in Movell specifically. We had a fair amount of work that we needed to do. We put a new road in, rerouted it so it's not a safety hazard for our cabins. Need gravel to make sure that people have a safe place to drive. The pool doesn't operate itself. There's a fair amount of money that goes into the ground there, and we got to make sure that it's safe and operational. Our ropes courses were offline all of last year, but they're back online. People are really enjoying the team building that happens there. None of this happens by accident. It takes a whole host of volunteers, a dedicated staff, and some cash flow. This has never been where we're making money hand over fist at outdoor ministry sites. It's a mission and ministry of the church. And as we grapple with what to do capital campaign wise, we got to make sure that we keep this mission and ministry happening at Movell and at Shenandoah top of mind as well. Deferred maintenance is debt. We've had several decades, frankly, of neglect and or deferred maintenance. So as these buildings come back online, we are so appreciative of the generous donations that people send us. We are thankful for the churches that see this as an important extension of their indoor ministry. And outdoor ministry is alive and well in Missouri Mid-South. God's not making more space on the shores of beautiful lakes set in pristine areas. We want to make sure that we hold on to these gems as long as we can. And in Shenandoah's case, we like to serve the community that we get to be a part of. We get to do responsible things with our timber harvest and our carbon credit program that I talked about. In Movell's case, talk to a pastor, pick a pastor, any pastor, and see where they heard their call to ministry. I bet you it was an outdoor setting, probably at a camp somewhere. That legacy's got to maintain. We've got to make sure that people hear the call to the shore and find their way there so they can hear God say, "You're loved." So thank you for the opportunity to love and serve the Missouri Mid-South in such a way at Shenandoah and Movell. I know that the hard work of the people that are sleeping in the cabins and keeping kids safe, that are making the food and doing all the work to bring the buildings back online. I know they're the heroes, and I thank them from the bottom of my heart. I think you should too. The best way to thank all of us is to just come and enjoy. Use your space. It's there to reflect the great indoor ministry that you're doing. And outdoor ministry needs to be a tremendous complement to reaching out to people where they live. Blessings today, tomorrow, and always, and we'll see you at Moval and Shannondale. Thank you.